So you're here for two matters: hunt wildlife, failure to renew expired registration.
A month later, a wildlife officer shows up at my door, calls me, and wants to talk about some squirrels because I didn't have any information. I get in the mail a ticket for possession of squirrels.
Sir, my question is, were you hunting ground squirrels?
Absolutely not.
Would you be able to explain why there were dead squirrels on your table?
They were not on my table. And first off, I didn't even see squirrels.
Based on the ground squirrel, I will go ahead and find it.
I would like to think Peanut fought and died for a cause better than this. This case is squirrely, and the defendant himself sounds pretty squirrely, so it's probably best he's on the phone and we don't get video. That's fine, because I'd much rather look at ProTem Sanders. Fun fact, in Washington state, illegal hunting of ground squirrels carries more jail time than shoplifting. No ground squirrels were harmed in the making of this video. Let's roll, nerds.
Michael Diskin.
Got me now?
Yes, I can
Sorry
hear
about that.
No, that's fine. Thank you, sir. So you're here for two matters: case ending in 2757, the hunt wildlife wild animal violation, and 2758, which is the failure to renew expired registration. So, sir, in this situation, you would be eligible to enter the deferral program in case 2758, the expired registration, if interested. Are you interested in the deferral program?
No, thank you.
All right. I apologize, everyone. I have a lingering cough from a cold. All right, sir. So let's go ahead and go forward. Let's start with case number. Well, let's just start with the driving infraction one, 2758. Sir, do you have current registration?
On that trailer? This is a travel trailer.
Okay. Well, you still need a registration for trailers.
Correct. Absolutely, I do. Here's the situation. I was elk hunting, and I was pulled over by a fish and wildlife officer on my way out to come back to town. This is midweek. I'm out there for 10, 12 days. And we jaw jack, he checks my license, blah, blah, blah. And I go about my merry way. I came back. I had to go get my dog. Anyway, I come back, and we finish our hunting season. Everything's cool. No problem. I go home. I don't know, 3 weeks, a month later, this fish and wildlife officer shows up at my door. I'm not home, and calls me and wants to talk about some squirrels. And I didn't know anything, and still don't know anything about squirrels. And he was really upset with me because I didn't have any information. And we ended up hanging up. I thought cordial. And then he talked to the other people in the party and obviously wasn't satisfied. And then now, again, all of this took place in November. And then mid-February, I get in the mail a ticket for possession of squirrels and no tabs on my trailer. Well, I mean, it was an honest mistake. I'm an honest, hardworking guy. I don't violate. I'm completely legal. It was an honest mistake. I forgot the tabs. And my question is, why didn't he inform me then when I was going to town that I needed tabs? Or the second time when he showed up at my house, why didn't he tell me then, I'm going to violate you for not having tabs? So to me, I don't understand. 3 months later, without a conversation, I get a tab violation in the mail when I could have handled it when we were face-to-face in person.
I can't answer that, sir. My question is, were you hunting ground squirrels?
Absolutely not.
Would you be able to explain why there were dead squirrels on your table without
They were not
yourself?
on my table.
Okay.
This is another thing that upsets me. They were not on my table. They were on a table 15 feet away from my trailer against another trailer. I had my own table up against my trailer. So for him to even remotely, and first off, I didn't even see squirrels. I've never seen a squirrel in my elk camp. Grouse, lots of grouse. And I'm not saying they're not there. I just didn't see them. I didn't shoot anything. I would never shoot a squirrel. I just don't understand why I'm being targeted.
Mr. Diskin, I understand this is like a very just uncomfortable situation, but I'm not trying to get you. I'm just trying to talk to you, okay? Because I understand that it's just
Mhm.
it can get frustrating. I get it. I understand your situation. I really do. Um, okay. So your statement is that this happened November 7th and they came to you in February later?
Yes, I couldn't give you the date when he showed up at my door.
Okay.
But yeah, a month later.
During
then
the
I
first
didn't
week of
even,
February 2025. Okay. But see, the situation is here. It says that Mr. Pouch said they had found the squirrels dead along the road.
Mr. Pouch. That's another guy in my hunting party.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's got nothing to do with me. I didn't even hunt with that guy. He was just in my party. He was just in the group. He was in a totally different rig. We didn't hunt together. Because somebody I don't understand how he could violate me. I mean, if he wants to go after other people in the party, feel free. But I didn't do anything. And it seems to me like he's upset because I didn't give him the information that he wanted that I honestly didn't have.
Okay.
So I kind of feel like I'm being targeted here when I didn't do anything wrong except make a mistake about my tabs.
Okay. Is there okay, I heard your story. Thank you. Is there a reason why you haven't registered your trailer since that situation?
Because I typically don't use it except for elk season.
Okay, well, when you use it for next elk season, it's still going to be unregistered.
I absolutely will register it before I take it out. The elk season's not until November.
Mm-hmm. I'm aware, sir. What I wanted to just say is when it comes to tickets in regards to failing to register or not having a specific form of identification, the only way I can decrease it is if someone shows proof that since that situation, they have since registered it. And the fact that you're telling me, well, I'm not going to do it until elk season, that just puts me in a bind, sir.
Oh, well, I didn't say that disrespectfully, ma'am.
No, sir, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying is that unfortunately, there's not much I can do to decrease a fine if it still hasn't been fixed. The situation hasn't been fixed.
Okay, well, can I explain why?
Sir, you did. It's because it's not elk season yet.
Right, and I know I'm not going to use that trailer until elk season. I used it before. I've got a place out at the beach, and I finally put a double wide on it, so I don't need the trailer anymore, except for elk season. And to me, in February when he got that, I went, crap, whatever. I made a mistake, but it didn't make any sense to me to buy those tabs right then.
Okay.
When I could wait until November, and they're good for a year. And I don't plan on using it at all this summer.
Okay.
But
all right, sir. I understand. But
right now, I'll run right down the road and buy tabs if you'd like.
Okay. I wouldn't like anything. I would like you to drive registered. I would like you to use registered trailers just in general. Okay. So, sir, in this situation, based on the ground squirrel comments in 757, I will go ahead and find it as not committed. In regards to the failure to renew expired registration on your trailer, I think it's very obvious that it was expired. You didn't have current. You haven't gotten since current. I will go ahead and mitigate it down because, in all honesty, you did cause that violation. I will find it committed. I will mitigate it down to $75. So I'm going to decrease your total down to $75. You have 60 days to make this payment or enter a payment plan. This information will be mailed to your address in Tenino.
Okay.
All right. So the other one is not committed though, sir.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. That was the one I was most concerned about because I did nothing wrong.
Well, yep. Okay.
I'll take the hit on the tab. That's my fault.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
All right. Bye, sir.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoy watching this content, please like and subscribe. It helps new channels like this one gain exposure. There is a lot more good court to come, so if you like what you saw, tell your friends. If you didn't, tell me, and let me know what you'd like to see and how I can improve. Thanks.